What do you buy these LeBron rumors? Is it looking like things are maybe lining up? You got Jerry West there. Yeah. Maybe Chris Paul returns. If you want to keep connecting the dots, D-Wade free after this year, assuming he picks up his option in Chicago. Melo early termination option after next year. By the way, D-Wade posted a Throwback Thursday pick of the Banana Boat Boys today. Do you buy into this LeBron to LA, Clippers in particular, perhaps?
I will say this right here on the 6. LeBron James is definitely moving to Los Angeles before his playing career is over. That is happening. And LeBron has a team of people. I don't mean the Cavs. I mean the people that he has around him. When he moved from Miami to Cleveland, the whole team moved from Miami to Cleveland. That's down to the guy who does his clothes, the guy who cuts his hair. We're not just talking about his agent and his boys. Right. The whole team moved. That same team, Mike, is moving to Los Angeles. They are already aware of the plan that they're going to be moving. Now, of course, he can be a free agent next summer and opt out. If Jerry West going to the Clippers keeps Chris Paul there, then the most likely spot for LeBron James to go would be the Clippers because, A, you do have Jerry West. A, you do have
Doc Rivers.
You got Doc Rivers, who's won a title. He's got mad respect for Doc, and he loves Chris Paul as one of his homeboys. He thinks he can get it done there. So, yes, I think the pieces are lining up that LeBron James could eventually end up in Los Angeles. He's going to be in L.A. Right. He will play for the Clippers.
It will be an old super team, but at least it'd be the super friends. I mean, and maybe his values may be different at that point in terms of how he wants to wrap up his career, who he wants to play with. That's been a dream of theirs for a while to play together. Let's go back to Chris Paul. So you had the Los Angeles Times early this afternoon. They reported, according to an anonymous executive, that Chris Paul is going to be meeting with the Rockets and the Nuggets in free agency. How likely? I would love to see him form another super team with San Antonio in particular. The Rockets are interesting given how ball-dominant James Harden is, but they could stand to use another playmaker. What do you think about Chris Paul in Houston?
The only leverage that Chris has is an opportunity to go somewhere else, right? Yeah. Because he's going to get the max money from the Clippers. So he's deciding, do I get $50 million, do I move? The real leverage he can put on the team, though, is the fear that he might leave, and then they say, okay, what do you want us to do to keep you? Besides
what would that be?
I don't know.
Don't sign Blake? Like, I mean, I don't know. What exactly can they do at this point?
I would say this. Chris is very smart when it comes to basketball and very good at talent evaluation. He knows every roster on every team in this league. If there's a guy he thinks that would help them more than somebody that's on the current squad, I can envision him going and say, you know what? Bring this guy in, make this move, and I'll stay. I can totally see him doing that. It also
might be due diligence, but if I'm going to pick a Texas team, if I'm him, with all due respect to what the Rockets, you got to go to San Antonio. Correct. But I still find it hard to believe, especially with the specter of perhaps LeBron down the road. Who knows what's on their text thread that those guys keep, that he would turn down an extra $50 million that he helped negotiate into the CBA.
Yes.
And we want to talk about Hollywood connections and marketing and this, that, and the other. He's got a lot of that going on already in L.A.
Something drastic would have to happen, I think, for Chris to leave L.A. and leave that $50 million, knowing that there's a pretty good chance he could get his boy LeBron the next year. I think something drastic would have to happen. But the only way he can really put pressure on that team to do what he wants them to do
is to flirt.
Is to flirt. And the more people you flirt with, the more jealous your girl gets.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. That's all you, pimp.
Hey, I'm here too. I'm just saying, back in the day, I remember stuff like that.
I want Chris to bet at me.